after midnight, I reckon. I was in my car when I heard this bang come up from the lake. When I looked out the window, I saw 2 gents in a boat. Then there was another bang. There wasn't nary a thing on that lake but that boat.
Enough.
Huh?
Judge, she happened to take a photo of the incident. This is that photo. Accept it as evidence.
Well, this is a surprise! This looks like the very moment of the murder! Order! I will remove people from the court if I do not have order immediately!
As the witness testified, she looked at the lake when she heard the shot. There were no other boats on that lake. So the man in the boat with the victim must have been the one who shot him. Yes, it was the defendant, Miles Edgeworth.
Order! 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 I will have order!
Well, Judge,
The evidence is decisive. I have very little doubt about this case. Very well. This court finds the defendant.
Objection! Wait, Your Honor. I haven't cross-examined the witness yet.
a cross-examination? We have photographic proof. What question can that possibly be? This picture is worth 1,000 words, and they all read guilty! You lose. Or do you claim to have found a contradiction in her testimony? Very well. If you have to, you may cross-examine the witness. But you will only flounder and ask meaningless questions. You will fail to find anything. Then I will have you held in contempt of court!
Nick? Contempt?
Contempt of court, you know?
I guess I understand. What are you going to do? Do you really think there was a contradiction with the facts in her testimony?
I think I noticed one little thing.
Wow, I'm impressed! I didn't notice anything. Right, then let's take him on.
Yeah. I got a bad feeling about this. I understand, and I will cross-examine the witness.
Very well.
I pray for your sake this isn't a waste of time.
Miss Hart, it was just after midnight, you said. In other words, it was no longer Christmas Eve, but Christmas Day.
Yeah, well, yes.
Objection! I know you want to find contradictions, but really...
I hope your next contradiction is a little more relevant to the trial, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Miss Hart, why were you camping there anyway?
I'm a research student at my university. I was taking pictures to use in my research.
Could you be more specific about said research?
Objection! What does the witness's motive in camping by the lake have to do with this case? Nothing! I object to this line of questioning. Objection sustained!
Wait, now, I'm the one who says that.
Then say it already.
Objection sustained.
Thanks for nothing, Your Honor. So you weren't looking at the lake when you heard the first bang, Miss Hart?
Nope, I looked after I heard that noise.
Objection! She said that already. I asked you to find contradictions, not leisurely chat with the witness.
Yes, you did. Could the witness please remind me again what she saw when she looked out of the window?
I saw the 2 gents in that there boat.
Hold it! Could you clearly see the 2 men?
Just look at that there picture. Clear enough for you?
I wasn't asking you about the photo. I was asking if you saw the 2 men.
Yeah, well, of course.
Objection! The witness has testified that she saw them. There's also the photo. You'd best be looking elsewhere for your precious contradictions.
He jumped in quick there. He's hiding something. Miss Hart, tell me about the second bang. Were you watching the very moment the shot rang out?
Objection! You're asking meaningless questions. Meaningless! Contradictions, Mr. Wright, not meaningless babble.
Von Karma, I think I hate you. Ms. Hart, are you sure there was nothing else on the lake but that boat?
Sure as a country gal can be.
How come?
Well, heck, I scanned the whole lake.
Scanned the whole lake. Almost sounds like she was more interested in the lake itself than the boat. Miss Hart, you—
Objection! Mr. Wright, the witness has answered you in full. No need for further questions. Objection sustained.
That's what I...
Sustained!
Yes, of course! That is enough. Mr. Wright, I think we've heard all we need to hear. It seems you are unable to find a contradiction in the testimony worth noting.
But, Your Honor, I—
Keep your promise.
No! Mr. Wright, I'm afraid that I will have to penalize any further outbursts by holding you in contempt of court.
And if that happens, you'll have to leave the courtroom immediately. Understood?
Uh-huh.
Nick, Lotta's testimony is fishy. Really fishy.
I know what you mean, but if I can't say anything, what can I do?
Now, I believe we've covered the evidence sufficiently to make a decision.
Then pass your judgment.
Very well. Mr. Miles Edgeworth, please take the stand.
Hold it!
Who was that?
It was me!
Maya?
There's something wrong? Do you need to use the facilities?
No, I don't! Lotta Hart, your testimony stinks! It's not clear whether you were actually looking at the lake, and it's highly doubtful that you actually saw Mr. Edgeworth. Tell us the truth. This is a matter of life or death. Lotta, did you really see Mr. Edgeworth that night? Did you see him fire that pistol?
You will stand down. The court does not acknowledge the defense's outburst.
Answer me, Lotta!
What's the big idea? Treat me like some kind of criminal. I saw him, I swear it. I saw Edgeworth.
Objection! Enough! Judge, declare the defense in contempt of court!
Yes, of course. I'm sorry, but you were warned. Guard, escort Mr. Wright out of the courtroom. He is in contempt of court and must leave.
No!
Wait! I was the one who made the outburst, Your Honor. Nick is innocent.
What's the difference? All that remains is for the guilty verdict to be declared. Isn't that right, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Wrong! Did you hear what Miss Hart just said? She said she clearly saw Mr. Edgeworth. That was not in the testimony. This changes things and I have a right to cross-examine her again.
You're in contempt of court. It's too late for violent claims. Judge, sustain my objection.
I'm sorry, Mr. von Karma, but I can't.
What?
The witness has made a new testimony. The defense does have a right to cross-examine her again.
But he is in contempt of court!
No, I am.
Maya!
If you're going to arrest someone, arrest me.
Very well. Maya Fey, you will leave the courtroom immediately.
I did what I could, Nick. You have to do the rest. Good luck.
Puh! I care not for this melodrama. Listen well, Mr. Wright. I do not tolerate any badgering of my witnesses.
I'm running out of time. I have to find a contradiction in here or else.
I saw it clear as day. That man on that there boat was Mr. Edgeworth.
Objection! I got you, Miss Hart. Finally.
What? You got what?
Look at this photograph.
That photo I took?
The very same. There's something I want you to see that's quite clearly visible. The fog, Miss Hart. This picture was taken with professional, high-quality film, correct? Yet it couldn't even capture the faces of the men on the boat, though you claim you saw my client. How?
What?
Mr. Wright has a point.
Objection! That's why I told her not to say that in her testimony.
But now she has, Mr. von Karma. How could you possibly see Mr. Edgeworth, Miss Hart? Explain yourself.
Ms. Hart,
What?
could you see the defendant that night?
Of course. I said I could, and I meant I could.
Then please testify as to the circumstances of your sighting.
I did it! I finally found a hole in von Karma's carefully vague testimony.
You're right. It was a cold night, and the fog was thick as grits. So once I finished setting up my camera, I got back in the car. Still, I brought my binoculars with me.
Hold it! Binoculars?
Yeah, binoculars.
Yesterday you mentioned that you were out looking for shooting stars, right?
Well, yeah.
Wouldn't you need a telescope for that? I've got doubts about your camera, too. Was that really to take pictures of meteor showers?
Objection! The camera is irrelevant to this case.
You can't say that for certain.
Mr. Wright, is the camera really relevant to this case? If you believe it is, then you may continue with this line of questioning.
But know this, if there isn't, there will be consequences.
Make it or break it time. The camera is of utmost importance, Your Honor. It is perhaps the key to this entire case. Therefore, I will continue my line of questioning. Okay. Maybe I went a little overboard there.
Very well. Ms. Hart, you will testify to the court about the camera.
Yeah, I hear you. The camera was set up to take pictures of a meteor shower.
Hold it! What made you choose Gourd Lake to photograph meteors? You know the fog gets thick out there. It's not very suited for stargazing.
Yeah, well, I guess I wasn't thinking too straight.
Objection! Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness because of her challenged intellect.
Hey, now wait just a minute.
Continue your testimony. You were saying how it was you that saw Edgeworth. No unnecessary comments, please.
Anywho, as I was saying, my camera was set up to take pictures of meteors and...
Objection! That's a lie.
Says you!
Take a look at your photo. This was taken on an automatic setting, wasn't it?
That's right.
You have to point the camera upwards to take photos of the stars, Miss Hart. But this photo clearly shows the camera was pointed directly at the lake.
Mr. Wright, what are you driving at?
The witness was not at the lake to photograph shooting stars, Your Honor. This is what she was trying to photograph right here.
What's this? A newspaper article. Gordy. Ah, the sighting at Gourd Lake.
Well, Miss Hart?
I never heard of no lake monster. You got proof for something? Let's say you prove I was down at that there lake trying to photograph this Gordy.
Take that! The proof, Miss Hart, is your own camera. Your camera was set to take pictures in response to loud noises. Thus, this one here was taken when a gun was fired on the lake. According to this article, Gordy made a loud noise when it emerged. You were trying to photograph Gordy, weren't you? That's why you had your camera set to respond to loud noises.
Order! Order! I see. I too thought it was a little strange.
Yeah, you sure did. Ms. Hart, you were camping there to try and take a photo of Gordy.
Not bad. Are all you lawyers this smart? Yes, smart boy. I was down there trying to get a shot of Gordy. You got me. So what?
Huh?
That don't change what I saw now, does it?
Exactly. What you just used several precious minutes of our time to prove is nothing more than that the witness is an idiot who thinks monsters exist.
Hey!
But, as she so succinctly said, so what? It changes nothing!
Not true. She was hiding the whole thing about Gordy for some reason, I know it. Whatever it is, I'm getting to the bottom of this.
Ms. Hart, why did you hide the fact that you were searching for Gordy from the court? Please revise your testimony.
Right. Fine, I'll testify. Won't change nothing, though.